When do we start recording?
I just did.
Okay, I'll start.
I like the graphics, man. It looks like Gilligan's Island graphics or something. Yeah.
What the font?
Doesn't it kind of look like that? That font.
Oh, like a shading behind and stuff. Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
Blue Kool-Aid drinkers, we are here for the final mock draft for 2023, the 2023 NFL draft taking place in Kansas City. And we have it all for you here, our final draft predictions right here on this. And then look forward to Thursday on our YouTube channel. And I think we'll be streaming, I don't know if we'll be doing it on Twitter now, but definitely YouTube at DTBK_Lions. Go on there and follow along. We have live reactions to the entire first round, including the Lions picks as well. And we'll have a giveaway as well, which we will come out with that news tomorrow. So Instagram at Drinking Blue Kool-Aid, Twitter at Drinking Lions. Follow us on there. We'll have a big giveaway. It's a huge one, $100 worth of something. And there will be some certain things you have to do in order to qualify for it, but be on the lookout for that. But anyways, before we get into the final mock draft, let's introduce the Blue Kool-Aid crew. We got the entire crew here because it's the final mock draft.
Yeah.
One of our more fun episodes we do the entire year. And I'm Big Z. Let's get to the rest. We got Red Dog.
Yo!
UJ.
Hey, Lions fans, get excited.
Connor.
What up?
And Bob.
Hello there.
All right. So we are here, final mock draft for 2023. And, you know, there's just, I think, Red Dog, you mentioned it before we hopped on. The rumors are just always flying around this time of year.
Hot.
Who's going to go? I mean, number one, it seems slowly around the league that Bryce Young is going to be the consensus number one. And then whatever happens after that is still up in the air completely and will definitely affect what happens to the Lions at number 6. But, I mean, how much stock do you guys take in, like, these draft rumors leading up to the draft? Do you take a lot?
Everyone
First
seems
pick.
to think we're taking Gonzalez at 6, which is weird to me. Just because
Well, I
of,
think
like... I will get into that, but I think it's weird.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The betting favorite for number 6 for the Lions is actually Devon Witherspoon from Illinois, the cornerback. He's the betting favorite right now.
The principle
kind of
applies
rumors-
to that as well.
It's so hard to know because anything can happen, but the first pick I feel like gets pretty good amount of honing into the truth before the day. Usually, because the first pick overall, they don't need to be too shy with their intentions. So usually the first pick's pretty well known, I feel like. But after that, it's anyone's guess. I mean, I think all the rumors are just...
I don't know. This
Hard to
year more
read.
than any other year. I have no idea what they're going to do. Really. I mean, they could go so many different directions. I felt a lot more certain in previous years than I do this year what the Lions are going to do. So I'm almost more excited just at the surprise of whatever they're going to do than because I really don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, God.
Same.
I agree, UJ. It's like you've seen so many mocks and so many different things.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Anderson, he could be good enough to go 2. I could see it happening, but I could also see a quarterback definitely at 2. I mean, you know,
Sure.
these things, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, my mac's going to be 100% accurate, so you guys can just look at what I do. And that's what's going to happen on draft night.
Well, if yours is the same as
Absolutely.
mine, then you're probably right.
Yeah.
That'd be really funny if we had identical mocks. Didn't
Yeah.
talk at all about it beforehand. I don't
you
think
guys
we
have
did.
the same
but-
mock as mine. I'd be really
see.
surprised.
Well, let's dive
If
right
you-
into it, shall we? Let's get
J-Mo, lay
into
some
it.
money on that. On
Yeah,
Connor's
let's
mock.
dive.
J-Mo.
Dive in. Head first. Head first.
No, no.
Just off campus.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Walk across the street to McDonald's or wherever you gotta do it. But
Oh,
not,
boy.
not the NFL. Nothing in the NFL.
Oh yeah, that's right. Not NFL.
No. Okay. So, mock draft. This is the Lions draft capital that they have for this draft. They have 2 first-round picks, the 6th and 18th. 2 second-round picks, the 48th and 55th overall. So the Lions have 4 of the top 55 picks in this draft. And then the 3rd round, we have the 81st overall pick. The 5th round, we have the 159th. And then 2 in the 6th, 183rd and the 194th. So that's a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks the Lions currently have in their 2023 NFL draft capital. But it could be more with trade, which always seems likely to occur, especially when you don't have a 4th or a 7th. So, anyways, let's dive right into it. So Connor mentioned there's a lot of rumors around number 6 and what the Lions are going to do. But let's just see. We'll talk it out here. This is the big one. What is going to be pick number 6? And we'll start with you, Jay. Who do you have the Lions picking number 6?
This is so tough. So tough. I've tossed this around so many different ways. I thought about maybe O-lineman. I don't know, but defensive line. I'm going to go with Devon Witherspoon. I know it's the popular pick, and it's the one that the betting odds are with, but I just love this kid, man. He's dynamic. He's everything Campbell loves in a football player, and he's just a devastating player. He's a difference maker, and whoever we get at 6, he's got to be a difference maker, and I think this kid has it, man. This kid can cover, he can hit, he just does it all. I'm telling you, him in that secondary is just going to be awesome to watch. So, Devon Witherspoon is my pick.
All right, Connor.
I will probably get flack from Bob for this pick. I went back and forth a lot. I ended up settling on Jalen Carter at 6. I feel like there's been a lot of smoke screens around him. Even as of today, there was like new stuff about some NFL executives not liking his work ethic. I feel like that's all a smoke screen.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Lions are building in the trenches. I just don't think they're taking a cornerback that high. So I think Jalen Carter's going to fall to 6, and I think the Lions are going to take him there. That's my prediction.
I mean, how many of you guys? Did anybody else have Jalen Carter?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Don't not walk, run to the podium with that Jalen Carter card.
Yes.
That's gonna be a huge addition to the Lions line, man. He's a beast. He's got this off-field problems, but he's had to grow up pretty quick going to court and everything. He gets kind of scared straight. So he's been a star since high school through college on one of the best teams in football, one of the best players on one of the best teams. And I think that's going to continue into the NFL. Maybe he's not an every down guy because he's a big dude, but he'll do enough to wreck the place, man.
I would absolutely love it if Jalen Carter fell to Lions at 6. I would agree with both of you. Like I would love that pick. Yeah, I mean, Rud Dog and UJ, do you agree? Do you agree?
I agree.
You take him?
I'd have no problem with that pick. No problem at all.
So
I'll
like
be
Rud
real
Dog and
excited.
UJ, you didn't have Jalen Carter. Did you not pick him because he wasn't available to us at 6?
No, not
No.
in my case. I tossed it around in my head so much, and I don't know, for some reason the Witherspoon kid just stuck in my head, and it just
So
maybe
if
a gut
Witherspoon and
feeling.
Carter on the board, do you think the Lions would take Witherspoon over Carter?
Well, that's my guess. Okay, this is a mock draft, and then that was who I'm guessing they'll pick. So
All right.
I'm sticking with it.
Rud Dog, who'd you have?
Oh well, I didn't pick him because I accepted a trade in my simulation. Is how I chose
Oh,
to do my
boy.
mock draft.
Oh boy.
All right.
So I traded back to 16th overall.
What'd you get in return?
What? You better got 3 first rounders. For
Yeah,
that.
we got round 3, pick 97, on top of the 16th overall pick. A pick in the 5th round, 150, 6th round, 193, 6th round, 215, and then round 1 next year and a round 2 next year.
Oh, you're gonna make this very annoying to navigate on my list
Jeez.
here.
Okay, well, with that pick at 16, I picked Brian Branch. I think
Okay.
he's my favorite defensive back prospect in this draft. Not like he's not a cornerback specifically, but in this day and age, I just watched a really interesting video about how important the nickel corner is in today's NFL, and he can learn from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and take over for him for years to come to really make our secondary dynamic.
Huh. You think, and he's safety, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
He's like a safety who's played corner too. He's done it all. He'll be not an ideal corner, but really he could play safety, but he can play nickel. He can play in the box. If you watch his film, he just blows things up with his speed and his recognition.
That'll be really exciting when they call that name as the Lions' first pick of the night. But,
That would be
Have you not looked at
interesting.
this kid? He's
So,
elite.
Wait, in
he's
your
gonna be
mock,
great.
you traded with the Commanders then at 16. You think the
Yes.
Commanders are going to be willing to trade up to number 6
That's a lot of
for a
capital.
quarterback?
I don't really presume to know what any other teams are doing. I really only think about the Lions, so that's why I did.
They're
this
trading
mock
up for
draft
Devin
this,
Witherspoon in his mock.
I did it through a simulator because I don't care to think about every other team's needs. So
I hope he didn't do more trades as this
reasonable.
goes on.
what?
I hope
did
he
one
didn't do more trades for every pick.
Yeah, you're going to have
we
to remind
can-
me which round we're in and stuff with your picks. I didn't know you were doing that.
I'll just read my
Uh,
list. I think you guys will like the haul.
All right. Well, what did
What
you pick,
about you,
Z?
Z?
What was your pick?
So, in my mock, I do think the Texans are going to go with Will Anderson at number 2. Obviously, Bryce Young 1, Will Anderson 2. I think the Cardinals are going to trade out of that 3 spot. I think their roster is in such bad shape. They have one of the oldest rosters in the NFL. They're going to be looking for extra draft capital. A team like the Titans or someone is going to trade up to number 3 to go grab a quarterback. And then at number 4, the Colts are going to pick whichever quarterback, Will Levis, Stroud, if he somehow falls. So at number 5, I do think the Seahawks are going to go Jalen Carter. I think that's just the type of player they've taken in the past. Like, kind of, they take the guys on with character issues in Seattle. So I don't think he gets past 5, unfortunately. So at number 6, I'm going to go with the guy that the Lions are also rumored to like, and he's gotten a lot of draft hype leading up to this, Tyree Wilson. I have the Lions
That's a
taking
good pick.
Tyree Wilson. I think that's who you're going to go with because I agree with you, Connor. I don't think either of these cornerbacks are worth the 6th overall pick. I just think it's too high. I think the Lions and Brad Holmes are like the cornerbacks have to be Jalen Ramsey type. I don't even know if, like Jeff Okudah was. I mean, definitely in hindsight, not worth the number 3, but that shows the cornerback is so risky. It's so tough to nail, and I don't think these guys are clear cut top 6 picks at cornerback. Tyree Wilson, I think, fits that bill better, and it fits a bigger need for us too.
Yeah.
I build through the trenches. I think the Lions are going to go DN no matter what. And number 6 here, if unless Tyree Wilson's gone at that, like 3 guys, depending on what the Cardinals do, Tyree Wilson might not be here. But I, in my mock, have the Cardinals trading out of that and Tyree Wilson being available. So
That's a great pick. He's an athletic freak too. Like he'll be
absolutely
great paired with Hutch.
Yeah.
and a high motor.
Yeah, perfect Dan Campbell
be fine
guy.
with
I
it.
thought about him at 6 for a long time before I settled on Carter. So that's
Yeah,
a
I've
great
seen
pick.
him mocked by a lot of people to the Lions. That's a popular one.
I
Yeah, I
also
don't- if
have
he's
no
still
problem with that pick.
I don't see how you take a cornerback.
Say it again, Red Dog.
I said with someone like that available, I don't see how you take a cornerback.
I
Is that a
agree.
slap at
I
EJ?
completely
I'm
agree.
not-
And I think building through the trenches, I mean, I don't know how many times I said this in the pocket, but building through the trenches is going to make our secondary better. So I just think the impact's higher if we go with a guy like Tyree Wilson, who has extremely high ceiling. He is coming off the broken foot. There is always that slight risk, but it doesn't appear to be a major risk for these teams because he's still being mocked really high with all the major mock drafters. And I mean, 6'5", 271, just beast, long arms, 22 years old. he about to turn 23, so he's on the slightly older side for a draftee. But nonetheless, this guy's ready to go to be a starter from day one in the NFL, and he's going to help this Lions team. So there's our first overall pick for the Lions.
Woo!
At pick number 6, again, Tyree Wilson, 2 for Jalen Carter, 1 for Devon Witherspoon, and 16th pick, Brian Branch.
Yeah.
We didn't say no trades.
I guess I didn't. I just thought it was assumed. Anyways, let's go to number 18. Well, you didn't trade this one, Rud Dog, did you?
I'll just do a regular one. I would take Kalijah Cansey at 6.
Did you trade it though?
He did trade it.
You
No, I
did trade
didn't.
it, didn't you?
I didn't. I don't know. I thought I these mock drafts are so like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. So I just kind of had fun with the simulator. But I picked.
All right, so you go Kalijah
Cansey.
Cansey.
Yeah. So in real life, I picked Kalijah Cansey at
Isn't this
6,
real life?
and at 18, I would go with Brian Branch in that order.
Wait, say it again.
You take Cansey at 6?
Wait, Rud Dog, repeat yourself, please.
Wait.
Yeah, I'll do a regular mock draft to get back on your guys' schedule since you're so pouty about it.
Do what you gotta
6
do.
overall pick, I'll take Kalijah Cansey, and at 18, I'll take Brian Branch.
That doesn't feel a little high for Cansey. Cansey will probably be
Not
there at
to me.
18.
Not for Rud Dog.
All the prognosticators, it seems to be, but I think he has the makeup to provide exactly what we need and what we're missing. Interior
Okay.
pass rush.
I had Cansey at 18 falling to the Lions because just when you mock drafted, a lot of these teams I don't think are looking for a D tackle. I think they're looking for other things. So
I have a caveat too. I
have
won't
Cansey.
I won't mock Jalen Carter just because I have no sense of him. So like I'm fine. I think the Lions would pick him over Cansey if they have all their questions answered with him. To be clear,
Okay.
so I like him
But
better.
I have
prospect-wise.
Cansey falling. I have Cansey falling to 18. And again,
Ooh.
I just think he's, the size is always a risk, and I think it's a less risk taking him at 18 rather than that 6th pick. Because if he can reach that ceiling that you think he can, Red Dog, or others think he might be able to, at the very least, I think he's going to add a lot in the pass rush. And the Lions need help in the pass rush from the middle. I am worried about his run defense to a degree, but I think the way the Lions play their run defense, they do a lot of slants and stuff like that. I think his skill set really comes into play there. So I've been going at 18. Did anybody else have Cansey?
I thought about it, but I went against it.
Connor, who'd you have, and why'd you go against Cansey? And who?
I
who'd you
have
go with?
Texas running back Bijan Robinson. For one reason only, I feel like this is a draft with a little bit of luxury. I think the Lions can make moves that they don't necessarily have to make. And I think Bijan is a top 5 talent in this draft, just purely on talent. He's extremely versatile, highly talented, probably the best running back prospects in Saquon Barkley. And I think he would instantly change this offense. And I think this is an offense that clearly doesn't believe too much in DeAndre Swift. And that can help bridge the gap, while J-Mo's playing the slots for 6 weeks. I think he's a good he would be really good in this offense, I think. And I think it's a luxury pick, but I think it's one willing to make at 18. That's who I got.
All right. Wow. 18. Bijan Robinson upgrading that Lions offense. Also, DeAndre Swift is on the last year of his contract too.
Yep.
So do you think he fills that Swift void?
I think he more than fills the Swift void. I think he'll be our
Okay.
best running back in over a decade
Yes.
for sure. I do love Cansey, though. I want to say he's great.
Bob, who do you have?
I am right along with Connor on this. Our star power is going to increase this year because we got Jalen Carter and then Bijan Robinson on offense. We have good running backs right now, but I think adding him, a 3-headed monster with Swift and who's the guy from Bears? We just got
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery
Monty.
and BJ Robinson and Bijan Robinson. But like you said, Swift's contract is expiring after this year, so it's going to be a contract year for him. So I think he's going to have a big year. We have a three-headed monster, and if we can't re-sign Swift, we still have Bijan on a rookie contract. So I think it works for grooming us for the future. So Bijan Robinson.
Do you think Robinson and Monty kind of fill the same kind of role in the running back room, though? Is there any concern there? Like they're kind of both 3 down backs, and or do you think it's good to have the insurance as a backup at the running back position? Just thoughts there. Rather than like trying to get maybe like a speedier guy like Jahmyr Gibbs or something like that, that kind of offers a different skill set at the position.
I like Robinson. I think he can do it all. I think he can catch the ball. I think he can do everything.
I think there's enough versatility between the two of them that they don't have to fill the exact same role. Is my opinion about it. I mean, it's a luxury pick, like I said. It's not like the perfect fit. It's just on pure talent. That's why I
two dynamic backs is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's a stud. Even though I like Gibbs in certain ways more, I like a lot of. I think he's better overall running back, and he's a stud. So I would not be mad about that, you guys.
Yeah, and I think the way running back is in the league. I know first round's a high thing to put on it, but we don't have to worry about the second contract. Really, I mean, you get these guys in their rookie contracts, then dump them off before their last year, maybe trade them.
True.
Keep getting those young guys in there.
Like Brad Holmes said too. Were you mad when? Was anyone mad when they drafted Gurley? Like 10? Like no, because you get all that production out of him.
Yeah, the guy that went 11 was pissed because he wanted to go 10. But
He was pissed.
Well, besides that guy.
All right, UJ, who do you have?
Okay, this conversation, the last minute or so, has kind of led right into my pick here because I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs. This is my shocking pick of the draft. That people are going to say that this is way too early to pick him, but this dude is a home run hitter, and like you guys were mentioning already, I think Big Z said it, Montgomery and Robinson are similar 3-down type backs. I think Montgomery's going to be extremely productive in this offense, but Jahmyr Gibbs is a home run hitter, man. This guy touches the ball. He's a threat to take it to the house every single play. And now with Swift coming up on the end of his contract, and I mean, who knows if we'll sign him or not, but indications are we might not, because I don't know if they're too confident in him going forward just because he can't stay healthy. But Jahmyr Gibbs would be that perfect guy to fill in that role for the next 4 years. So a lot of people are going to say it's too early, but I'm telling you, this kid is dynamic, man. He's so freaking fast. And I'm telling you, every time he touches it, I've watched enough of his tape now. The Rud Dog got me interested. I wasn't thinking about him much and then I started watching the films, and my God, this guy is really good. And so, yeah, I think people are going to be a little surprised by it going that early, but I think he's just going to be a home run hitter from day one. So, yeah, he's going to help this offense a lot. So Jahmyr Gibbs, that's my guy.
Yeah, I took Bijan, but I do like that pick.
He can be one of our fastest receivers right off the bat. Too.
Yeah, he's a great receiver. He's a great receiver.
That Jameson.
That's why I like the fit a little better, because I think he fills the Swift void a little more, because Swift is more dynamic as a receiving running back in our offense, and when Swift is gone, we need to fill that void. I think Gibbs fits what we need a little more, especially since we have Monty, and then a guy like Craig Reynolds to back him up. I think it's just a little harder to find a guy like Gibbs.
I don't know
what Robinson offers, but I wouldn't want. I think it's too high for Gibbs personally.
See, that's the question. Why is it too high? What? Tell me why. Why does everyone think it's too high?
I don't think it's too high.
I just think a gadget third down back at 18 is just.
Why do you think he's a gadget third down back?
Oh, so
that's not a gadget third down.
I think he's got some work between the tackles. This is my opinion.
Okay,
he's a weapon.
I think
he could be a receiver, split out wide, split in the slot. But he's a dynamic running back who is good and has instincts and is capable of running between the tackles. That won't be his primary thing. And the thing is, I think he's an upgrade over Swift. Swift ran like a 4.48. This kid ran a 4.36. There's a significant speed.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
Like, that's the difference. Because actually, I would say obviously Bijan's an upgrade over Swift. He ran only slightly faster, but like obviously he's an all around more dynamic back. But like he could fit what Swift will provide.
But I just think at 18, you maybe like a Deontay Banks or someone else like that, or even Lucas Van Ness is there, someone that who has probably a bigger impact on the
Lucas
game
Van Ness
overall.
doesn't fill a position
I don't
of
know,
need at
though.
all. He might not even get on the field with who we have.
Who?
Lucas Van Ness. I
I'm
mean,
just throwing
he's
out
gonna
names.
have to.
I'm just throwing out names.
I'm
and
just
positions.
saying that's all I'm saying is why we can do something like this. Look at what if you get a guy like Lucas Van Ness, what does he do to guarantee an upgrade of your roster? Nothing. He's gonna have to beat out Romeo, Julian, what's his name? The guy who was hurt last year, who's coming back. Whatever. All these different edges we have, like we're loaded at edge. I don't hate adding a guy like him, but like just by the fact that you can get such a talented weapon of Gibbs or Bijan for that matter at this juncture, I think we're in a unique position where we could.
Yeah, and part of my thinking too is that these guys won't. Neither one of those guys will be there at our second round pick. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think they're both going to be gone.
48.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just think there's more impactful players on a like. I mean, if Gibbs comes in this offense, he's going to be a third down back, and then he'll have to work into it eventually. I just think there's bigger impact players at 18.
He's going to be one of our best
especially on the
weapons right out the
side of
gate.
ball, from a defensive back point.
He'll probably be our fastest
thoughts.
player right away.
All right, let's go to pick 48. So.
All right.
I'll start this time. So, pick 48. I have a guy by the name, a linebacker of Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. This is a guy that is extremely versatile. I think so Drew Sanders, Jack Campbell, Trenton Simpson, those kind of big three linebacker names you've seen thrown around a lot. I've seen Drew Sanders mocked to us a lot. I've seen Jack Campbell mocked to us a lot. I haven't seen Trenton Simpson as much. But I think Trenton Simpson fits more what we're looking for. A weak side linebacker with speed. And the Lions are looking, if you notice some of the Lions are always drafting, it's speed. And Trenton Simpson, I think, offers, especially in pass coverage, Trenton Simpson, I think, is better than the other two that I just mentioned, than Sanders and Campbell in that area. And I think he's a little more versatile. He could play scheme versatile. So I think the Lions are still looking for that dominant weak side linebacker.
Who's our current weak side linebacker?
That would be Barnes, right?
Barnes or Rodrigo?
No, it's Rodrigo or
Barnes.
Barnes is not a weak side linebacker though, is he? That'd be Rodrigo, I thought.
That's where he's been playing. I mean, I think Simpson just offers the depth that we're looking for. Sanders is more of a pass rushing linebacker, and then Jack Campbell. I wouldn't hate that at 48. I've seen mocked here a lot, or even at 55. It was tough. I was trying to debate between the two, but I would try Simpson just because you offer a little more scheme versatility, and I think the Lions are looking for that in their defense. Again, this is my prediction, maybe not necessarily what I want, but this is just what I'm predicting the Lions will do. So I'm going to go Trent Simpson at 48.
Not bad.
Connor.
Right.
I have cornerback Deontay Banks at
Oh,
I know
48.
I've seen some people say might go late first, could fall to the second. In this scenario, I have him falling. He's got good size, not elite size, but he's got explosive speed off the ball, and I think he's a really good athlete. Got a really good foundation. He's a guy that you can kind of sit down and teach the fundamentals with all the other guys we brought in free agency, and I think he can really start to hit the ground running maybe 2 years from now. But I think you can take that. You can take that here at this pick.
Steal at 48. Steal.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I was considering him at 18. Actually, I might, but I didn't take him. But
I know it's probably not. He's probably not going to fall, but I've seen a few mocks where he does fall that far.
Yeah, I have too. So you're not totally on left field with it.
It's kind of a bit of a dream, but I think it would be a really awesome pick if he did fall and was there. I think this is a justifiable spot to take a cornerback. Justifiable spot, sorry.
I like it.
That's it.
I like it.
All right. If he fell, I think we'll all be ecstatic about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt about it. UJ, let's go over to you.
Okay, this might be in this category as Connor's, maybe kind of a dream falling this far, but I've seen where it could happen too. But I'm going with Osiris Torrance, guard out of Florida. If this guy falls there, oh my God, this guy, he's a road grader. He's a monster, 6'5", 330. Just an incredible offensive line talent. And, we need, it's not really immediately a position of need offensive line, but we got to think of the future. We need to get a solid offensive line draft that can go for the next 3 or 4 years. I mean, we may lose Jonah Jackson next year because of salary cap reasons, things like that. So we have to keep feeding into this offensive line to keep it at the top. And if we can get this guy at 48, I think it'd be a huge addition.
I like
to
that
this
pick a lot.
offensive line. So
I like that pick
Yeah.
a
I
lot.
like it.
Yeah.
I think we'd all also agree that if that happened, that would be ecstatic about that. So that'd be
Yeah.
another really nice one. Cyrus. Right. All right. Well, I'm a dad now, so I
He's
make
been, I
dad
was gonna say, he's
jokes,
been a
right?
dad for only a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm leaning fully into it. Bob, let's go over to you.
All right. Well, might be my Big Ten bias here, but I'm also looking for a linebacker like you, and I went with Jack Campbell from Iowa.
Ooh,
Oh,
Big,
yeah.
big thumping
like it.
linebacker, athletic guys. I don't know if it's great top line speed, but he's pretty quick, and he's got quick burst, I guess, decision making. And he's a playmaker. So I think he's a kind of hard nosed guy. He's a big dude too, which would fit the Lions scheme pretty well. So
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love that pick too.
Jay, Run Dog, you love Jack Campbell, right?
I picked Jack Campbell too. I like you talk about Trent Simpson. I think we have some good speedy little linebackers right now, but we need some big linebacker addition. That's what I feel like we're missing. I don't think I do like Trent Simpson. He actually reminds me a lot on film of Thor. He reminds me of him. Like he's similar size, just real speedy, just like
Campbell
but
or
not
Simpson?
what?
Who reminds you of Anzalone?
Trent Simpson. They're similar
Oh, okay, okay.
builds. They're tall, leaner linebackers. They're not necessarily a lot of weight in the pants, so to speak. Jack Campbell brings that. He's a bruiser,
He's a
man,
beefcake.
but he's not lacking explosive traits. He's a
6'4", 250. He's a monster. Would not want to be
He's
on the line
fast.
against him.
Yeah, stud, and he's fast. I mean, 4.65. It's not elite speed, but at his size, I mean, that's pretty excellent. And he has good instincts. He's all over the field. He sits well in zones with that height, snagging balls. I love it.
Cool. That's a good pick.
I love it. I would be all for it too. Jack Campbell, that'd be great, especially in the second round. Because, Red Dog, at one point you said 18, you wouldn't mind him at. What if the Lions reach for him at 18? Or what do you consider?
I mean, I'd be fine with it. I think he's a first-round talent. It all depends on how the draft falls and what people need, but I think he has the stats and the physical prowess to be drafted that high. We'll see what happens.
Gotcha. All right. Beautiful. So in the second round, I have Trent Simpson, we have Osiris Torrance, Deontay Banks, and then 2 for Jack Campbell. Beautiful.
Nice.
Let's move on now to the second pick of the second round for us. That's 7 picks later at pick 55. Let's start with Bob.
All right. Now this number 55 pick is the pick we got for TJ Hawkinson from Minnesota.
Oh, I
So-
see where you're going with this.
Oh boy.
So you see what I'm doing there? We got rid of
I
one
don't.
Iowa tight end, and we're picking up a new one in Sam Laporta, the tight end from Iowa. Iowa's a tight end factory these days,
my
and I think
goodness.
we need to keep the talent up in that position. So another Iowa tight end, Sam Laporta. That's what I got. So,
Yes,
a
he
good
stood out on. He was the one guy that stood out on one of the worst college offenses you'll ever watch.
yeah.
He still managed to rack up stats and get his while being pretty much the only viable option on a terrible offense. So I think that speaks to
6'3",
something.
245. He's got decent speed. I think he'd be a good fit.
More of a
Absolutely.
receiving tight end.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think
A
so.
little short.
But he
Did
could-
anybody else go tight end in this group?
Not at this pick, no.
All
Not
right.
this pick.
I didn't either. I was just curious why you guys didn't. And for me, at least, I'll just say I don't think Brad Holmes wants to. I think he's looking at tight end in third or even fourth round or later. I think they value the tight end position a little lower. That's why I don't think they were going to go with Mayer in the first round or anything like that. Again, that's just my presumptions based on how they've operated this team so far in the Brad Holmes era. But I don't know if anybody else agrees with that or not.
I kind of feel the same way. I
obviously
look
I
at
don't.
all
I
these
drafted a
talented
tight
tight
end.
ends.
Yeah. No, you're right,
At
Bob. You're
different-
right.
I've looked at them at different junctures, and I just couldn't do it over some of the other things we could use.
Hey, if you guys did get a top tight end, though, I like Darnell Washington out of Georgia.
Yep.
I just didn't think he'd be available where I'm drafting.
I completely agree with you, Bob. That's who I've been number
Yeah.
one in my prospect rankings, actually, over
Yeah.
Mayer and over Kincaid.
So if he
He's
ended up
awesome.
on the line somehow, I would be happy. However they did it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What if they took him at 6? Would you still
Proof
be
that
happy?
Big Z can fall in love with size and
Wouldn't be
Maybe
that.
not everywhere. Okay.
That's what I thought.
UJ, who do you have here?
Okay, we're at 55. Okay, I had him picking Witherspoon at 6 at corner, so I didn't have him going D tackle that early in my particular mock. So I think they're going to try to address that position here at 55 with Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
6'3", 312, stud of a defensive lineman.
I like.
I think he might be overlooked by a lot of people. This kid is really good, and I think here he'd be a high value pick and could really, really help our defensive line. That's my guy, Keanu Benton.
I love that pick, UJ. I had him, and then I changed at the last second. Elsewhere. So I don't know if I'll regret that one or not. But I because I had Cansey already, I didn't think the Lions go too deep to tackles. In the top. But perhaps I'm wrong because again, build through the trenches is my number one rule. So.
Well, I agree with the
I
trenches
like that one
thing.
a lot,
but
though.
yeah, I think this kid's gonna be good. Really
Yeah,
good.
he's a stud. I mean, he's not
Yeah.
the most explosive, but he is just so stout, and he's a big dude, just monstrous man.
Right. I mean, that's why I liked him because the Lions will get like a run. He's a run stuffer first, and the Lions need that still. So
Right.
pair him up with a Lee McNeil. No one's running through that damn brick wall. in the middle.
Absolutely.
He can keep freeing up McNeil to be a little more of a playmaker.
But he has had a few sacks. He's not inept at the pass rush either. I mean, he might not be the
No.
best at it, but he's capable though. So
Oh yeah.
I like the player.
All right. Let's go over to Rud Dog.
Well, I don't know how realistic this is, but who knows? I mean, could be worked out in the simulation. Because this might be one of my favorite picks if he falls to us here, and that's Julius Brents, cornerback out of Kansas State. Stud corner, like freak athlete. Just he's probably one of the best like upsides of all the prospects at the cornerback position in this draft. He's not as polished as Christian Gonzalez or some of those first rounders, but he's got as much upside as any of them. I think. Do you guys know who he is? No,
I'm less
I got
familiar
no-
with him. So
Getting zero reaction here.
yeah,
I don't know anything about him.
I don't know a lot about him either, to be honest with you.
He's 6'3", 198, 34-inch arms, ran a 4.53, but he had a 41.5-inch vertical. Real explosive. I mean, get him out there to, work behind Mosley and Sutton this year. And, we could have our future number one, or at the very least, he's just a really gifted athlete, cornerback, defensive back.
He'll be that one guy, Chase, the last guy diving at the guy's feet as he goes in the end zone.
you don't mind his 4.53
Okay.
speed, Rud Dog?
I mean, it's not elite speed, but we've watched, there's successful corners with that kind of speed. I mean, it's not, but we're also not picking them in the first round right now. This is late
I mean,
second
6'2".
round.
He makes up for it with his height, right?
6'3".
6'3".
He's a big dude. He looks like like a small linebacker. I mean, he's big. He looks badass. Like I think he could be one of the guys that you see out there eventually getting talked amongst with all these other kind of top cornerbacks. I think he's like a dark horse to be really good.
All right.
All right.
What's his name again?
Interesting pick.
What's his name?
Julius
Brents.
Brents.
Julius Brents.
That's an interesting
Brents.
I'm notifying the Hall of Fame right
Good
now.
name, guy.
Get the Brents.
Be careful, he's going to get
Connor.
caught gambling. We already talked a bunch about him, but I had Jack Campbell at 55. So not going to say
Great
much else
choice.
about him.
All right, popular pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go with a guy we haven't mentioned yet. And it is at the guard position, but this guy could be versatile enough to play tackle in a pinch. And if we got him, especially I think Rud Dog and UJ, he'd be your favorite player in the line. UJ, I definitely know he'd be your favorite player.
I know who you're talking about. Can I predict you what you're going to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let him say it.
Cody Mouch.
Yes, you got
Yeah!
it. You got it. Oh man, I love that
I
you
love
got
it.
it.
I
So
love
let me just tell you about him really
Okay.
quick. This is a 6'5", 302-pound, 6-year senior. So he's 24. He is a little older, out of North Dakota State. But man, this guy has a wild background. And this guy is a second of 8. He was raised on his 5,500-acre farm in North Dakota. He grew up baling hay and helping grow corn, soybeans, and sugar beets. He went to a high school with only 120 people, 0-star athlete, got signed to a D2 school, played tight end and D end as a red shirt, and then he moved over to offensive line his junior year. He was 220 pounds when he entered college. And if you see a picture of this guy too, you're like, this is a football guy. If you see the picture, you just know he's a football guy. But anyways, but he is a mauler. He has a serious bad attitude on the football field. He's like a better version of who's that guy that UJ? Why am I drawing a blank from Kentucky? That former guard. Oh, Stenberg.
Stenberg, yeah.
It's kind of like a better
geez.
version of that. More athletic. He's very athletic. I mean, he played quarterback in high school, so he has an athletic background. 3-sport athlete. And just I think he fits the personality of this team a lot. And I would love to see him add depth to that guard spot for this team. So Cody Mock at or Mouch.
I love that
however you
pick,
say his
Z.
name.
I love that pick.
I knew
I
you'd
love
like
that
it,
pick.
UJ. I knew you'd like
I
it.
really do.
All right, let's move on to round 3, pick 81, and I will throw it to Red Dog. Let's start with you.
Oh shoot, where'd my mock go? Well, like you said, simulations are great because I got UJ's pick at 81. I got Keanu Benton double dipping at D tackle in my mock draft, baby. Cansey and Benton. That our interior D line will be set for years.
Yeah. Well, that'd be interesting if he fell that far.
It would be, yeah. I like it though. I mean, if we can get him there, hell yeah. That'd be a great pick.
Yeah. No arguing about that.
All right.
Silence. Moment
don't
of
know what
silence.
else to say.
While we ponder this.
What else?
All right.
We all seem stunned.
Oh, Z's mic is out, I think.
Oh, is it?
Oh no,
Okay.
Z's gone. No, he's back.
I was wondering why he had no comment. Z.
He was
Oh,
stunned
someone
by
muted
your
my mic. Sorry, on the other end.
Someone,
But,
the little computer.
can you hear me now?
ones.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
we
Yeah.
can,
We can hear you now, yeah.
Packers.
Sorry about that. So Keanu Benton at number 81. That'd be. I mean, if you fell that one far, that obviously we'd love that at 81. And yeah, so that'd be a good pick. Let's go over to Bob.
All right. What I have not addressed yet in my draft is cornerback, which I do here with Darius Rush from South Carolina. He's 6'2", 198. So he's a big dude, and he's super fast. He's 4.36 40. So he was a receiver out of high school, and then he switched over to quarterback, and so he's kind of been trending up the last 2 years. So he's a guy on the rise. So Darius Rush, South Carolina.
Rush.
Beautiful. All right, Connor.
So I went with Chandler Zavala here, out of NC State. Very prototypical build. Pretty good core strength. He plays a lot of right and left guard, so it may not be an exact position of need, but I feel like with his build and his athleticism, he's very explosive and he's got a really good vertical. I think it's an interesting pick here, and it gives you some time to develop him on the line wherever you want. He had some injury history, which I think makes him fall a little further down, but we know Brad Holmes doesn't mind that. He's done that before. And I think he definitely grades to be a starter. And I think that'd be a really interesting pick here. I think a lot of people have him in the 3rd round, so I thought that was a realistic spot to take him. But yeah, that's what I got.
All
right, beautiful. Yeah, no, that'd be good. That'd be a solid pick, I think, in my opinion. Build up that depth for sure.
Yeah.
I'll go with mine really quick. At tight end, I went in the 3rd round on this one because I do think it's a need still. And a guy that Connor and Bob should like my pick here, Luke Schoonmaker out of Michigan.
I love that pick.
He is 6'5", 251. He's just like an all-around, like, pretty... He is a little on the older side. He's already 24 and a half years old.
What does he play?
So by the time he starts to be 25, but tight end, I mentioned.
Yeah, he's got good hands, so man, he's good.
Yeah, good hands, doesn't drop the ball. And he's just like an all around like above average blocker. He doesn't do a lot after the catch. He doesn't like have desirable speed, 4.63. But again, I don't think the Lions are looking for. I just don't think they value it as high the position tight end, but I think they are looking for a solid guy. He could be a number 1 tight end in the future, but again, they like to rotate those guys out a lot. And I think they're looking for a little more depth, and I think they're going to get that at number 3 or in the 3rd round here at pick 81 with Luke Schoonmaker. UJ.
All right. You guys are all going to hate my pick here. I can pretty much guarantee that. But I think it's a position of need. That would be backup quarterback. I'm going Max Duggan out of TCU, baby.
Whoa.
And I think this kid, yeah, he's a rough around the edges kind of guy, but a super competitive guy. He's 6'2", 209, I believe is his weight, but he ran a 4.52. The kid's fast and he can run. We've seen him run. We saw him on TV. We saw him in the national championship game. I know they got crushed by Georgia, but anyone would have been crushed by Georgia that year. But this kid is he's a competitor, and he's a kid we can groom, to fit our system. He'd be a great backup to Goff, and we need someone behind Goff. Okay, I mean, even if he never sees the field, we can't have these just career, retreads that just keep coming in and being backup quarterbacks. We need somebody we can groom that can fill in. And we've seen it around the league, like with the 49ers with Purdy and stuff. Their starters go down and they bring some kid in, and they light up the place. We need someone like that in the backing up Goff. And I think this kid would be a great pick for this team. I think he'd add a good dynamic to this team. He's a very tough competitor, and I would love to see this kid on the team. So I'm going with Max Duggan.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that would shock me if he got picked in the 3rd round. This is the 3rd round, pick 81. Yeah, Duggan. I don't think he's going like the
81.
Like
I said, I knew you guys would hate this pick.
Why didn't you take him?
Well, you're real.
Yeah.
Why'd you take him so early? Why not wait till the 5th round?
That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. No, I'm just kidding.
No sense.
No, I'm just UJ. For real though, I'm curious. You think this guy can be a top line starter in the NFL?
Maybe.
Like in a couple of years?
I don't know.
I just wonder why you picked him. Like, if you,
I like the
3rd
kid.
round.
You must have some confidence from the.
No, well, first of all, I think this is a position. I really believe in my heart this is a position of need. Backup quarterback to Goff. We need a guy that we can draft and we can groom him the we want to groom him. Not some guy who's been around the league and seen 5 or 6 different offenses. We need a guy we can bring in and make him ours and to back up Goff. We got Goff for at least 2 more years. And
UJ, when I was going through my mock, I debated. I seriously considered Jake Hayner or Aiden O'Connell at this spot.
I like those guys. I like Hayner better than O'Connell personally, but
I think I agree with that.
I like him too. Yeah, I thought of him actually, but I kind of like Duggan. I just like the kid. He's tough. He's gritty. Grit. Fits
All
the
right.
description.
Fine. I
It should be
guess.
noted Duggan would not even have started at TCU last year if if the TCU starting quarterback didn't get hurt. So I just want to note that he almost didn't
TCU's
play at all
lucky their
last year.
starting quarterback got hurt.
I'm just not sure about him at this juncture, UJ. Like, I like the player, okay, kind of, but like at
Yeah.
third, at
I knew you guys
81,
would hate it.
I just,
I knew you guys
I
would
would
hate
agree.
it.
If you took him
He's
at
fun to
159,
watch.
even
We
I
love
would be
you, hate the
outraged.
pick. We love you,
yeah,
hate
but
the
like, it seems like
Okay,
he's gonna
fair
be
enough.
around a lot longer than that.
Fair
but
enough.
hey, if he's your guy, he's your guy.
All right, let's
Okay.
go to the 5th round. Pick 159. UJ, I'll throw it back to you.
Wait, 159? I thought we won.
Don't we have 152?
Is it 152? My apologies.
Don't we have 152
Yeah.
and 159?
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed. Apologies.
Okay,
I wrote it down here.
152 and 159. So, okay, since you're letting me go, I'm kind of repeating a previous pick, and that was Z's pick, Luke Shoemaker, tight end out of Michigan. Again, I agree with you guys. I think we need to address that position somewhere in the draft, and I think this guy will be there. 6'5", 251, 4.63. Just a solid player. He didn't start at the beginning of the year, but the starter got hurt, and this kid came in and just did really good. He's an excellent player, and I think he'd be a value pick here.
What position is he again?
Tight end,
What-
Luke
Tight end.
Shoemaker
Okay.
from Michigan.
Oh,
Tight end, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't catch the name there. Okay, gotcha.
We love
I
the
like
shoe
that.
man. We love the shoe man. He's a
Yeah,
stud.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go blue. Go
Good
blue.
player. I like the kid.
Yeah.
Bob, who do you have in the 5th round here? The first pick of the 5th round.
Okay, the 5th round. All right, this I addressed the O line here. Nick Seldiver. He's a guard from Old Dominion. He's 6'6", 315 pounds, so he's a big dude. He's pretty athletic though,
Oh yeah.
and I think we need to keep developing that talent on the O line. And I think this guy's huge, and he's a really good athlete. I think he's a guy they can groom for that spot. Plus, he's got some versatility in the line. They project him. He could also play center if needed. So
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, Lions are always like that
I
versatility.
love O lineman, baby.
yeah. So Nick Seldiver, Old Dominion.
Old
Welcome
Dominion.
to Detroit.
Connor, who do you have?
You know, Big Z. I had to do it. Give me
Ah.
Jake Moody out of Michigan.
There it is.
Uh, he may be available later. And now that I look at it, I might have done him at 159 or even 183, but I think the kid's a stud. He's always been coming in the clutch for Michigan and in tough situations. He does have good range. He's hit 59 yarders before. He's got a powerful leg. His one con is he wasn't above 500, above 50 yards last year, but I still think that clutch factor was there. Like when they really needed him to drill a field goal, he did it, and we haven't had that in a few years, and I think that's an underrated thing to have in the NFL. So give me Jake Moody. Good name guy, too. I mean, Moody's just a great name
It'd be
for the
nice
NFL.
to get a guy who could kick a long field goal. We can't even try it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I know they re-signed a kicker in the offseason, but I don't think that stops them necessarily from drafting one.
No.
You know, Connor, there's only one kicker on the team, and it's such a crucial role that I have no problem drafting him at this juncture. Like, if if that's your guy and you think he's gonna fill that spot reliably for years to come, like I don't see, like, what are you gonna get? Some like the 80th ranked cornerback at this point or something?
I agree. I mean, he's a starter. Like he would be starting, filling a vital role. Like,
Right.
well put, Red
Point
Dog. Well
scoring
put.
role.
Yeah.
All right, Red Dog, who do you have?
I went with Zach Evans, running back out of Mississippi. This kid looks pretty good. I think he had an injury or something. He was one of the top guys at some point, and then kind of fell off the radar. And now that's why he fell so far. A little bit injury history, but some real dynamic skill set. Ran well at the combine. I think just add that next talented young guy to compete in the locker room. We're going to, maybe replace Swift, but just the thing I like about the running back position is because of the way it's valued, and the nature of novelty in the league is these new young guys. You never know when you just are going to hit a home run with one of them. They're going to come in and they're just going to go off for a season. Even if you get one good season out of them, that's worth it at this juncture, I think.
All right.
And with our O line,
All right.
he could, fill in and rather well,
Yeah.
I think.
All right, beautiful. I like it. I went Clayton Tune. I went with quarterback here. I think he's worth a chance at least in camp. If he doesn't make the roster, I don't think it's the end of the world. But Clayton Tune, quarterback out of Houston, I think the guy has all the tools to be a spot starter in the NFL. At least, at the very least, a decent backup because he has an excellent arm. If you go watch him throw, he can make all the throws necessary. I do think he needs some time to learn to read defenses better, especially at the NFL level. But I think as a 5th round flyer on a possible long-term backup quarterback, I think Clayton Tune would be a solid pick right here.
What if he's related to Tim Tune?
Yeah, that's just gonna ask. Remember the
Lions?
Lions?
Oh no, spelled
Lions Mr. Relevant.
Tim Tune.
I was rooting hard for Tim Tune back when whatever year that was. He didn't make the
Connor
roster.
and I went to the preseason game, the last preseason game that Tune played, and the crowd was going nuts for Tune every time he caught.
I remember we were like Tune every like 3 seconds. Oh, that was fun.
And that was the end of his career.
I'm ashamed they're not related. That was a good name.
I remember his grandfather, Looney Tune.
Oh
boy.
You're already pushing your luck after that last pick.
Let's go. The second pick of the 5th round here, 159. Connor.
I have Andre Iosivas out of Princeton. I may have massacred that spelling of his name. Pronunciation, sorry. He's got some catch issues. He's got to work on his catch technique, but he's got versatility in his route running. He's got really good speed, which the Lions love. So I haven't addressed wide receiver in this draft, and I thought he's a good guy to take a flyer on. Maybe he's not going to fill the gap per se for JMO while he's gone, but he's a good developmental guy that, could break a big one here and there. So that's who I have.
Say his name again.
Andre, I think it's Iosivas out of Princeton. Iosivas. I saw him projected here in the 5th round.
All right.
On the Beast Guide, so that's why I took him here.
Do you think his professors at Princeton knew how to pronounce his name? Because they're so smart. They can figure that out right away.
I don't know. I'll go with mine really quick. Chase Brown, the running back out of Illinois. I take one Illinois guy, on this draft.
I'm not shocked at that, see.
But I do think he could be a solid rotational back at the very least. I think he's an underrated pass catcher too out of the backfield. He's 5'9", 209, so smaller guy. He probably won't be able to do a lot in the pass blocking game, unfortunately, but I do think he could be a possible 3rd down type back, rotational back. Like take him out the practice squad, get a lot, maybe 13, 14 carries out. I mean, this guy got 30 carries game in Illinois, so I don't know how long he has in the NFL, but he at least has a few years, and I think he could be someone at the end of the roster. He could compete for the end of the roster running back spot, and I think it's a lot of what you asked for here at number in the 5th round. So Chase Brown, if at the very least, I'm just a big fan.
All right.
All right.
Rud Dog.
Nice. I'm going with Marvin Mims out of Oklahoma. Pretty good receiver. He's not real big, but he has nice speed, 4.38. Just a pretty dynamic playmaker for Oklahoma overall. I think he'd be a nice addition to the room to help cover for potentially that 6 weeks when JMO's down and just maybe, be a regular playmaker for us going forward.
All right. Beautiful. Bob.
All right. This is where it gets trickier as you get deeper into the draft. Who's going to fall where and everything. But I went down kind of what I haven't gotten yet in the draft, and it's wide receiver, which I think I would have addressed wide receiver. This has nothing to do with the suspension of JMO. I just think they would have gotten a receiver on this draft anyway, and I think it's a good spot for one. Tyler Scott out of Cincinnati. The guy's 5'10", 177. He's getting comps up to T.Y. Hilton. So if we had a T.Y. Hilton on the team, I'd be okay with that. So
yeah, that would be nice.
He's like a really versatile receiver, and he's strong. I mean, he's fast and he's a tough dude. So
what's his name?
Tyler Scott.
Yeah,
Cincinnati. You know his measurables at all, by any chance? Do you have the?
Let's see. I do. 4'4", 40. 4.44 rather. 39.5
remember.
vertical.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, athletic dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
11.1 broad jump.
5'10",
10
177.
yard split, 1.51. So,
All right.
I like it.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
I was
that'll
just
be
thinking. I
aboard.
don't know. Did anybody have a receiver yet? Because I was just wondering if anybody else was thinking they
I
had
don't
a
yet.
receiver.
Well,
Besides
you did
Marvin
you go
Jones?
receiver. Who'd you go with?
Well, I just took him.
Yeah, we
Who
both
you-
just took one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
they just both. Yep.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
I'm too
Yes,
busy
you,
reading
Jay.
my notes here.
Okay, I know this is going to be repetitive a little bit. I went a little later than Connor did, but I'm going with Jake Moody. So Bob and Connor should love this because I picked 2 Michigan guys in the 5th round, Shoemaker and Moody.
Nice.
Great draft.
I think we need that kicker that's going to be around for 15, 20 years, like Jason Hansen and Eddie Murray. You know, we need that guy.
We don't want
he can
those
just
two though, because we're
count-
gonna make a playoff game, and I want a big kick actually go through the.
Well, you
upper
know,
edge.
yeah, okay, fine, but I like the kid. I think it's a good place to pick him, and he's the best kicker in this draft. There's, I think, hands down, he'd be a valuable pick here at this position. So yeah, Jake Moody, baby.
All right. I
Love
like
the
that.
pick. Love the pick.
So I actually went kicker in the 6th round at pick 183, our next pick here, and I went Chad Ryland out of Maryland.
Ooh.
What? Come
I'm
on,
sorry. I'm so
come
sorry.
on.
Boom.
Some people have him rated higher than Jake Moody. They've roughly rated the same value. A lot of people.
You did this
but
because I love
anyways,
Jake
Tatum
Moody.
His
so
America.
much.
mother did.
Over 80% kicker throughout his college career. Over 50% from over 50 yards in college, including a long of 55, which is actually what's Jake Moody's long? Do we know?
59. So take
Okay.
that. Boom.
Well, I don't know
Yeah,
if this
mic
guy
drop.
even attempted a 59-yarder. I didn't.
It's because they don't trust him to do it. Because he can't hit it. That's why.
But
This is a
regardless, I wouldn't mind Moody. But
I'm
since I
kidding.
had both these rated,
I'm just
and I
trolling
think
you.
Moody would be. I actually think Moody would have been gone by the 6th round. That's why I didn't pick him more so than anything. So I went Chad Ryland because I do think the Lions try to grab a kicker here to compete in
Well, it's a
training
good
camp.
pick in the context of your draft. It's
Yeah.
a good pick.
Absolutely.
Bob, who do we have?
Okay, we're at 183 here.
Yep.
Okay, I got a TCU guy, Trevius Tomlinson, cornerback. He's 4.41 40, so he's pretty fast. But the problem is he's a little smaller. I've seen him listed at 5'8" or 5'9", so he's one of those. But he's a really athletic guy and he hits hard, and I think he'd be a great guy to add. Always good to have depth at cornerback, and sounds like he's a real gamer, kind of that Campbell style.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And at what position again? Sorry.
He's a cornerback.
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 Okay. This one,
Cornerback,
yep,
yes.
Okay.
He's a senior.
Got it. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of older guys in this draft just with COVID and that 6th year and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot. I've never seen this many like 23, 24-year-olds listen in the draft. So that part's interesting as well. UJ, who do you have?
I have at 183 a receiver. I've finally gone to receiver. Bryce Ford Wheaton, wide receiver out of West Virginia, 6'4", 221, ran a 4.38.
I
This
don't think
kid
maybe
had
my-
62 receptions, 6 touchdowns this last year. I don't know why this guy's not ranked higher, to be honest with you, but I think he'll be there at this point, and I think he would fit that role we're looking for. I mean, big, fast receiver. Bryce Ford Wheaton out of West Virginia. That's
All
my
right.
guy.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think we all
That's your
get on
guy.
board.
I can get him over
All
that.
aboard, baby. All aboard. Connor.
I took Jalen Redmond out of Oklahoma. Defensive line. He's a high motor guy, and that's something I know Dan Campbell loves. He's got really good hands. Definitely not, going to be an elite defensive lineman or anything, but I think he's got the work ethic that Dan Campbell likes, and I think he's someone they could take a flyer on, and maybe he'd surprise people in camp or something. So that's what I have.
No,
Yeah.
beautiful. All right.
Nice.
And then Road Dog. wrap up.
Well,
pick
since you skipped
183.
my last pick, I'll tell you that first. Ricky Stromberg,
I
guard.
didn't skip your last pick. You went Marvin Mims.
At 180 or 158, or what? The first pick in the second.
159.
I don't know.
159, Marvin Mims. You had Zach Evans at 152.
What?
You had Zach Evans at 152, Marvin Mims at 159.
I'm losing track.
Are you trying to sneak in an extra pick?
We're now at 183.
He's looking at the one where he made 12 different trades. I think
You're
that's-
diabolical.
Yeah,
Oh,
you guys
right.
threw my whole game off with your complaining. Okay, I'm going with Noah Sewell here. Add another another brother.
I don't think he falls that far.
Noah Sewell.
I think he'll be. Yeah.
He'll be
He's not
long
gonna be
gone
there
by
then.
now.
Hey, this is his.
Oh, are you
mock.
guys
This is his
seers
mock.
now?
Let's-
Are you
let's roll
fortune
with it.
tellers of the future?
I like it. Well, he has
I love
fallen.
it.
I mean,
love
I
that.
saw him earlier projected first round, then he dropped back like third round or whatever. But I like
his
this.
projections dropped off senior year or junior, whatever year he's coming out.
I
So,
love
yeah,
the
it
pick
dropped
if he
off.
falls. I just don't think it's
Oh,
gonna
hell
happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
had
sign him
another
up.
brother combo.
And he's a linebacker, Red Dog, right? He's a
Yep.
linebacker, correct?
He's like 6'3", 250, big boy.
Yeah, he could
add
save
some
rent.
more.
Moves in with his brother.
That's right.
And I trust that like the
Absolutely.
embarrassment of getting cut
to
from
share
his
food,
brother's
though.
team will be enough to motivate him to play really good.
Yeah.
Fair
I don't
enough.
think that big bro's gonna let him.
Well,
be
Noah
messed
Sewell,
up
I
too
think we
much.
could all get on board if it happens, but
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
So are we
I
down
think
to our
we'd be
last
shocked
pick now?
if he fell that
Are we
far.
down to
Down-
our last?
We're
I
down
think
to
we
our
are.
last
Down
pick.
to the last pick of the Lions
Oh, my.
draft.
Oh, my.
Round, unless you're doing Red Dog's trade back draft. This is.
I'm gonna read you guys. Oh,
I-
I lost the.
I
whole-
traded up and back 6 different times in the
good,
6th
too.
round. So
I now own the
round
whole
6,
sixth
pick
round.
190.
I have 8 7th round picks with some trades I made.
I had like 2 D tackles, 2 offensive linemen, 2 receivers, 2 cornerbacks. Like it was so good.
Beautiful.
Oh, God.
Just drafted an 11-man defense in one draft. Anyways,
Hey.
round 6, pick 194. I'll start this one. I think at this point you go with some local guy that you've kind of been scouting for the year. Everybody else has picked a wide receiver. I haven't picked mine yet, so I'll go wide receiver here. Ronnie Bell out of Michigan. I think he could be a solid receiver. I think he'd be solid, like
Nice.
5th wide receiver at the end of a roster. Could step up, fill a role if necessary. But I'm going to go Ronnie Bell here, the wide receiver out of Michigan. So I
I
have
like
2
that kid.
Michigan guys.
I
I
like it.
like him. Yeah.
Yeah, good hands. Like not going to blow you away or anything like that, but can get to a spot, fill a spot in the offense.
Solid player.
UJ, who do you have?
All right, this is the sleeper pick of the whole draft, boys. Mark my words on this one, okay?
Oh boy.
Linebacker out of Auburn, Owen. I'm gonna probably
Papo.
pronounce his name wrong. Papoe. Owen Papoe. Linebacker out of Auburn. He's on the smaller side, 6 foot, 225, 4.39 40. This kid is fast. 92
legit.
tackles, 2.5 sacks last year. He was a finalist for the Butkus Award. This kid is dynamic.
legit.
So if we get him in round 6, he'll be sort of like a Rodrigo pick. I think this kid will just surprise a lot of people. Really good player. He just doesn't have that size you would desire, but just a really dynamic player. So that's my guy, man. Owen Papoe. This probably the sleeper pick of the whole draft, I think.
Right.
All right.
You always go with
Like
one, UJ, with a fascinating name every year in our final mock.
I wish we knew how to pronounce it, but I don't know. Owen Papoe.
I'm trying to look it
He
up
would be
here
a
for you.
great name guy.
It's Papo.
Pepo.
Papo.
But much more easy.
You don't pronounce the E
I
is
like
silent.
Papoe.
It's a hard O.
Papoe was much better than Papo.
They call him potpourri. Potpourri.
Oh really?
Or
God,
like
what if that's how
Harold
you really
Washington
say
back
it?
in the day.
Are you still gonna say that?
Poopery.
Just-
yeah,
Poopery.
yeah.
All right, Bob, who do you have here?
Okay, now I'm addressing the kicker position, which I also think we need a generational dude. We're not generational, but a guy will be here a while. And I went with Chad Ryland out of Maryland, which Z picked earlier round.
Ah,
Wait.
So
there we go, Bob. Yeah.
suggesting kicker in the 6th round. So
Yeah.
I can't believe you
Oh,
didn't take
look
Jake
at your
Moody
son's
earlier. You're a
disappointment,
Michigan
dude.
man.
I thought Moody would be gone by there, and I think Ryland's a good kicker. So I think either way that'd be good.
I got you, Connor.
Fine.
I take
Red
Moody
Dog's
with
got
this
my
pick.
back. Red Dog's got my back.
Moody, baby.
He's all
We're
about
gonna have
Michigan.
Another a homer who's gonna want to stick around and just kick field goals for Super Bowls for years to come. That's
All right.
Yeah.
Rud Dog, who'd you have it here in the last pick?
what I just said.
Jake Moody.
Oh, sorry. I missed. I guess I thought you meant
Big
you were
C just said pick denied.
Okay.
Try again.
Yes. No,
Wrong.
no.
Jake Moody is my pick.
right.
Close it
I
out.
think
I
it's
was
just
going.
me,
It's
unless-
Peppo. It's Peppo. Or is
Oh,
that
that's
what
what I
Rud Dog-
said. Connor,
Yeah,
you
good
dissed
guess.
his
It's
name.
Peppo.
Peppo,
That's
okay.
That's how you pronounce it. That's
Alright.
what was keeping me busy. So I was looking up the pronunciation. Who do we have left? Connor.
Yeah. This is gonna be an amazing pick. Give me Blake Whiteheart, tight end out of Wake Forest. Number one, first of all, he's a name guy. He sounds like he's a knight, in medieval times.
Yeah.
A great name. And he's a blocking tight end. He loves to block. His route running is suspect, but the Dan Campbell offense, blocking tight end is fine. So give me Blake Whiteheart at 194.
I like
Beautiful.
All right.
All right.
It's a good
That's
name.
Beautiful,
Yeah, good name.
beautiful ending to our draft. Blake Whitehead. So really quickly.
Whitehead.
Wait, Hart, wasn't it?
It's Whiteheart.
Whiteheart.
Oh, Whiteheart. Sorry. I
Whitehead.
typed it into my Google sheet here and then it was cut off. And
I think you're already mocking the guy.
Give him a Whitehead.
Give-
They could,
gi-
if he was
Give Whiteheart a chance. Look up
Whitehead,
his
they could
picture. He's
squeeze
got
him
a
into the
beautiful
lineup,
smile.
I apologize to Blake Whiteheart.
Wow, Z.
We're
That's
gonna get
like-
Whiteheart on the
like when
pod.
You don't like someone until you mispronounce their
Yeah.
name.
Maybe we could.
Sorry, we're throwing so many
squeeze
names out here at the end that and I'm
Whitehead
typing
into
it,
the
that one
lineup.
got cut off after the EA. So yeah.
I'm following you, UJ. Yeah.
Anyways,
Whitehead's ready to pop.
Yeah. There we go.
I love that. That's now I wish his name
Whitehead's
was
ready to pop,
Whitehead.
baby.
That would be
Like to
so
hear?
much cooler.
so to recap, let's just recap all our picks. So UJ, do you mind just recapping all your picks really quick?
Yeah. Round 1, Devon Witherspoon at 6, 18, Jameer Gibbs. Number 48 in round 2, Osiris Torrance, guard. 55, Keanu Benton, defensive tackle out of Wisconsin. Round 3, Max Duggan, quarterback out of TCU. Round 5, Luke Shoemaker, tight end, Michigan. 159 in the same round, Jake Moody, kicker from Michigan. Round 6, Bryce Ford Wheaton, wide receiver out of West Virginia. And 194, Owen Peppo, linebacker, Auburn. Those are my picks.
Beautiful, Connor.
At pick 6, I have Jalen Carter. Pick 18, I have Bijan Robinson. At 48, I have Deontay Banks. Pick 55, I have Jack Campbell. Round 3, 81, I have Chandler Zavala. Round 5, 152, Jake Moody. 159, Andre Iosivas. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, my apologies, Andre. Pick 183, Jalen Redmond. Pick 194, Blake Whiteheart. Blake Whiteheart.
Thank you. All right, Bob.
Okay, I had at pick 6, Jalen Carter out of Georgia. 18, Bijan Robinson, running back out of Texas. 48, Jack Campbell, linebacker, Iowa. 55, Sam Laporta, tight end out of Iowa. Round 3 at 81, Darius Rush, cornerback out of South Carolina.
Yep.
Pick 152, Nick Saldivar from Old Dominion. 159, Tyler Scott from Cincinnati. And then
Scott?
183, Trevius Hodges, TCU. Hodges Tomlinson, sorry. Missed the last part of his name. On TCU. And then Chad Ryland, kicker from Maryland, 194.
Beautiful. And then Rud Dog.
Okay, let's see here. I had
I
Kalijah
have them
Kancey.
if you want me to read them because I know you did your different.
Let's see if I can remember what I just made up on the fly as we went. I had Kalijah Kancey at 6, Brian Branch at 18, Jack Campbell at 48.
Yep.
I had Julius Brents at 55, Keanu Benton at 81, Zach Evans at 152. At 159, I had somebody I can't remember.
Marvin Mims. Oh, you're doing
Denzel Mims, or not Denzel Mims, the other Mims.
Marvin Mims.
Marvin Mims, and then
Noah Sewell.
Moody, right? What?
Noah Sewell, then Moody.
Oh, Noah Sewell. I forgot Noah Sewell. Noah Sewell and then Moody.
All right, and then I will repeat mine. So at number 6, Tyree Wilson, tight end or defensive end out of Texas Tech. Kalijah Kancey, the D tackle. Trenton Simpson, the linebacker out of Clemson. Cody Mauk out of North Dakota State. Luke Schoonmaker out of Michigan. Clayton Tune, the quarterback out of Houston. Chase Brown, the running back out of Illinois. Chad Ryland, the kicker from Maryland, and then Ronnie Bell, the wide receiver from Michigan. That's our final mock draft. Everybody give it a little round of applause.
Exactly like reality.
Exactly. So we'll wrap up the podcast here now, but just want to mention a few things. Again, Thursday, go on YouTube. You can either type in Drinking the Blue Kool-Aid, or if you just go in a search bar at DTBK_Lions, you will find us on there as well. Thursday, starting at about 7, maybe 7:15. We will be having our live stream. So pay attention to our Instagram at Drinking the Blue Kool-Aid, Twitter at Drinking Lions, for some big news tomorrow about a prize that we will give away during that live stream. There'll be some qualifications you'll need to follow. So please pay close attention to that. Follow us on, I'll repeat it one more time, at Drinking the Blue Kool-Aid. No hyphens or anything. On Twitter at Drinking Lions. Follow us on there. And look for our announcement. Hopefully by noon tomorrow, we'll have it up there for what you need to do. Otherwise, thank you to SidelineReport.com for hosting the podcast. Greatly appreciate that. And thank you to our producer, Kid J. Kid J. All right. Our producer, Kid J. Wait till what you see he has in store for the live stream. He has some really cool stuff. And looking forward to it's going to be a great live stream. Hope everybody can join. We want to see our listeners, what they think the pick is going to be. Maybe if you get something right, we'll send some your way, some swag your way as well.
Swag.
A lot of fun stuff on Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a fun night ahead. The Lions have 2 picks, which makes it extra fun on our end. We're not like the Cleveland Browns, so no picks. For a quarterback that just throws the ball on the ground half the time.
No picks. No
picks.
Yeah. I love it. So there's our final mock drafts. Let's see who will get the closest. Accurate. Always fun to see.
Me.
But a lot of fun to look forward to.
We can all agree that Bob and I nailed the first round. That's
totally right.
I mean, I like it, but it's not.
How can we all agree with that?
I mean, both of you had Jalen Carter and Bijan, and then both had Jack Campbell. So,
first 3.
I can't believe you both didn't have Jake Moody, though.
I know. I was
Bob
blown away that Bob
betrayed.
didn't have Jake Moody.
Yeah.
I love Moody. I just didn't think it would fall to us.
Fair enough.
I agree with you.
I like the Moody
Why do you
Blues.
hate Moody, Uncle Bob?
I'm just a little moody about your pick.
Yeah.
Hey, you got the Moody Blues right now.
Yeah,
all right. As always, a good time to wrap it up. So,
on
I want to
that
thank
note.
everybody for listening.
Well,
Again,
we start
Spotify,
throwing puns out there. It's time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast, download, please subscribe. Please leave a review as well. We greatly appreciate that. But we want to thank everybody for listening. We will see you Thursday, starting about the draft starts at 7:30. We'll be on that live stream a little bit before then, so pay attention to that. Again, that's at DTBK_Lions on YouTube. So thank you everybody for listening. We greatly appreciate you. And last but not least, as always, go. All right.